This segment of the Chopin Podcast is brought to you by the Chopin Foundation of the United States, presenters of the National Chopin Competition in Miami, Florida, January 2025.
The total discography of Chopin's music, as recorded by different concert pianists over the past century, is astronomic, and the number of high-quality recordings of the 24 Preludes alone is uncountably high. With this in mind, I've given composer, pianist, and music writer Jed Distler the task of recommending particularly exceptional recordings of Chopin for our listening delight. Jed has listened to untold thousands of piano recordings in his life and written about many of them for Gramophone magazine and ClassicsToday.com. He is the host of WWFM's weekly radio show Between the Keys, and in 2021, he was the official gramophone blogger of the International Chopin Competition in Warsaw. At the end of each episode of the Chopin Podcast, Jed will share his thoughts on an exceptional recorded cycle of the given genre, as well as a memorable recording of an individual piece within that genre. Here are his picks for the Preludes.
There have been so many distinctive recordings of Chopin's Preludes, Opus 28, almost too many to mention. But I want to talk about one recording that I think is quite special. It features the great romantic pianist Benno Moiseiwitsch, and he recorded the Chopin Preludes in 1948. His interpretations represent big piano playing in every sense of the word. His passage work is very supple and relaxed, but it's also very rhythmically centered, and he always sings full out. He really has a wonderful way of projecting melodies. For instance, the F-sharp major preludes cello-like left hand against the right hand's main tune. You don't really hear that in many modern pianists. And then as a virtuoso, he makes just child's play out of the virtuosic pieces such as number 16. As an unabashed pianist of the old school, Moiseiwitsch makes no bones about making textual amplifications or accents that Chopin didn't write. And in fact, in the seventh prelude, he uses the discredited Carl Klindworth edition. So instead of da 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 dum, ba da 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 dum, it goes da 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 dum. I mean, it's kind of kitsch, but look, cut the guy some slack. This is a really, really special cycle. For the individual recording of a Chopin prelude, we have to talk about his prelude in C sharp minor, Opus 45. This is a really wonderful standalone work. It's a very brooding work, and it kind of foreshadows Brahms in certain ways. And for this recording, I think one of the most beautiful recordings is by Alfred Cortot from 1949. And even though in 1949 he was admittedly a little bit past his prime, he pulls it all together in this performance. His pedaling is extraordinary. And again, what I said about Moiseiwitsch and his projection of melodies, you really hear that with Cortot, his harmonic sense, the absolute beauty and roundness and sonority. And it's quite a wonderful, wonderful recording.